You are completely alone, walking down the suffocating, pitch-black corridors of the abandoned Wrenwood Hotel. Every floorboard groan sounds like a threat, and the beam of your flashlight shakes because your hands refuse to stay still. It is a quiet, isolated crime scene, yet it sits squarely in the shadow of a city that was incinerated decades ago, Raccoon City. You navigate this wreckage through the eyes of Grace Ashcroft. She is an FBI analyst who lives behind a desk, lacking the elite training or the cold, detached composure of the series' usual protagonists. Grace is here on assignment, investigating a series of bizarre deaths linked directly to the Wrenwood. This is the exact site where her mother, the journalist Alyssa Ashcroft, lost her life during the original outbreak. Because Grace is terrified, you share her vulnerability. You pause at every door and jump at every shadow, driven by psychological dread. Grace believes she is closing a cold case. In reality, she is stepping blindly into the unhealed generational trauma of a city that was supposed to be dead and buried. The scope of the investigation widens the moment Grace descends into the hotel's lower levels. The localized murder mystery dissolves into something far more expansive. Leon S. Kennedy arrives with the weight of decades on his shoulders. He is older, calmer, introducing a tactical competence that changes the game. Grace represents the new generation, the civilians who inherited the fallout of a bioweapon legacy they never asked for. Leon is the veteran. He carries the survival instincts of a man who watched the world change in 1998 and has spent every day since preparing for it to happen again. Their partnership forces a shift in the meaning of survival. It becomes a balance between fighting physical monsters with Leon and navigating the psychological scars they leave behind with Grace. The patterns among the hotel victims are impossible to ignore. Each death was a surgical strike against a very specific demographic. Every victim on this list was a Raccoon City survivor. Vector lines show a direct connection to 1998. Umbrella is hunting the survivors, a systematic corporate purge to delete witnesses. The diagram reveals the true prize beneath the hotel floorboards. The facility schematic shows Project Elpis, the final secret Umbrella went to these lethal lengths to protect. The hotel is just a facade. The real horror is the active, lethal corporate machinery operating in the darkness below. Project Elpis turns out to be a synthesized cure. It is a biological anomaly that has the potential to heal rather than destroy. For 25 years, this series has focused on the eradication of viruses. Elpis challenges that history by offering a path toward restoration. When Grace reaches the facility core, the game presents a final choice that dictates the trajectory of the series: destroy Elpis or release it. Choosing to destroy the project triggers a sequence where the facility collapses. Leon S. Kennedy stays behind to ensure Grace escapes, dying in the rubble of a lost opportunity. Releasing the cure saves the lives of those trapped in the facility. This choice establishes the canon timeline and introduces a future where the world begins to recover from the Umbrella era. The game rewards the leap of faith required to heal, while the reflexive choice to destroy the unknown leads to a cycle of further loss. A Requiem is a solemn chant designed to honor the dead. By choosing to release Elpis, Grace provides a resolution for the thousands who died in the 1998 outbreak, finally offering them a sense of justice. In that moment, Grace manages to quiet the ghosts of her mother and the legacy of fear that Umbrella left in its wake. When you reached that final console, did you choose to bury the past, or did you decide to release the future?